Hello my friends, my name is Tim Johnson. I hope you're all well. This video links into the last one I made, which was Progress Not Perfection, and it's about relapse. Now, I made videos regarding relapse before, but obviously now in these current times it becomes more pertinent, and we have to become even more so the watcher of our thoughts, if you like, and I'll explain that in a minute. The thing is, I get loads of people contacting me, particularly at this moment in time, who are experiencing relapse or just had a relapse, and they're feeling all sorts of negative emotions, from fear to anger at themselves, resentment, shame, guilt, remorse, you name it, the list goes on and on. And that's why I wanted to quickly make this video, because in this moment of lockdowns and current restrictions on our lives and all the rest of it, it becomes doubly hard for those of us who have mental health problems and who suffer from addiction to keep a lid on all that and not to revert back to old behaviour. Please subscribe, like and share the videos, by the way, because it just helps more people see them. And perhaps they'll get to help more people, and that's the only reason I mention that during this video. So relapse, I truly believe, having experienced many relapses during my years in addiction, that a relapse actually happens weeks before, sometimes weeks before the actual physical relapse happens. It happens in your head. And what I mean by that, and I can relate to this with experience on my own, because in March last year, I had a mini relapse. Fortunately, thanks to some amazing support from some of my family, it only lasted a couple or 3 days, but it can happen to any one of us, whether you've got 30 years of sobriety or 30 minutes of sobriety, and that's two extremes obviously, but it can happen to any one of us. And I, at that moment in time, had 4 years. But it gave me a chance to reflect and understand why it happened, if you like, because many of us feel like, particularly at this moment in time, hitting what I call the fuck it button. We think and we convince ourselves that a drink or a drug will help us with our feelings that we're currently experiencing during this lockdown, for instance, or if we're going through bad times. Other people are doing it. We talk ourselves into this by saying to ourselves, oh, it'll help with the boredom, it'll help with the feelings of sadness and the feelings of loneliness that we're experiencing, it'll help with the fact that maybe we've got no money, job, etc., or family members are sick with coronavirus. A drink and a drug will help relieve that pressure for a moment. And, there's no doubt about it, it will relieve it for a very short moment. And then, believe you me, as you well know, you'll revert back to old type, and you'll feel 1,000 times worse in a very short time. It will escalate and escalate and escalate. And as every relapse happens, it gets worse and worse and worse. And I speak from experience, particularly if you've got no tolerance for the substance that you were taking. If you've been clean for a long time, you suddenly take a large amount of that substance again, or drink a large amount, your body just can't tolerate it. And as for the feelings of shame, guilt, remorse and all the rest of it, progress not perfection. Watch that last video I made, because that speaks volumes for those feelings. Everyone, you get the old time of saying, you learn from a relapse. It's good to relapse, you'll learn lessons from it, and you do learn lessons from it. The main one I want you to learn is to become the watcher of your thoughts. And what, because what will happen is, weeks before, like I say, you relapse, you'll start to think things like, oh, a drink will help the way I'm feeling now, I'll feel better. A drug will help me feel a bit better, and ease this, whatever these negative feelings are. And then you'll think on it and think on it and think of it till it becomes an absolute obsession in your mind, because that's how addiction works in your mind. That's how an addict's brain works. And again, I speak from experience. Until you're so obsessed, without realising it, your legs are carrying you to your dealer or a shop where you can buy alcohol, and you've got it, and you're taking it and drinking it, and it's happened in a blink of an eye. You don't even realise it's happened, but the actual relapse is weeks before. So watch the thoughts that you have. Watch those thoughts when they're creeping in, and it won't solve any of the problems. You know it won't. You may, you may let your brain sometimes think it will. They will solve the problem. It will solve the problems, but it won't. It'll just make things 1,000 times worse. Don't feel guilty. Don't feel remorse if it does happen. Just get support as quickly as you can. Friends around you, family around you, professionals around you. Talk to someone, and stop as soon as you can, and learn from it. And it happens to the best of us. It happened to me in March. And I didn't even see it coming, and that was because of a lot of negativity surrounding coronavirus and stopping the Camino that I'd poured so much effort and work into, if you like, weeks before. That when I knew it was stopping, I'd relapsed a week before in my head. I actually relapsed. I know that. So much love to you all. Stay safe. Carpe Diem. Seize the day today. Be the watcher of your thoughts. Don't let those negative thoughts creep in. And don't let your brain convince you it's a good idea to use. Much love. Take care. Stay safe. Bye-bye.